My speech is on cell phones in the classroom. Should our children have cell phones in the classroom or should they not? There's a lot of pros and cons of having cell phones in the classroom. A lot of benefits for the students. Some of the pros are the academic help. They're like little computers. They help with research on an assignment right there at their desk. They are like little calculators. They have so many benefits. 2 is emergency contact. If something's going on, if there's an emergency, something at the school, and the student needs to get a hold of, the parent, they can call or text right then. That's one of the number one reasons why parents support cell phones in the classroom is the fact that they can use them in case of an emergency to get in touch with them. When they can't get, if something's happening at school, they can't get to the office, they can always call and they can text their parents. So of course the parents, that's my number one supporter. 3, they need to embrace the technology. The teachers can use the cell phones as a teaching tool with all the technology that these phones have today. 4, cell phones, they offer the opportunity to social encounter. There's a lot of social media, there's a lot of social apps, so you have a lot of online interaction with people. A lot of online forums that teach your children, that help your children, healthy relationships. They also help to prevent toxic relationships or toxic environments for kids if they use it. Some of the cons is it makes it easier for them to cheat because they can text a friend, they can copy reports, they can also get online and they can find these organizations or these groups that help where you can pay and they'll do your work. Bad situation. They're also a constant distraction because from family and friends or even in school, they're constantly on the phones, with the phone in like Snapchat or Instagram or something. So there's a lot of distraction there. They're not paying attention. They're just distant because they're more into their phone than what's going on around them. And if they have it in the classroom, they're not going to be listening to the teacher. They're going to be in their phone if they have it out like that. Another con is the fact that it aids in certain activities such as sexually explicit things. They can look those up while they're sitting in class and on campus. And sexual sites come up. You can type in something wrong and you can get a sexual site. And of course, if that happens and they're at school in the classroom, then of course they're looking up pornography or sexually explicit sites, and then they get in trouble. And it could be a clear accident. There's also theft. If they have their cell phones in the classroom and they lay it down and another student picks it up and takes it, the parent's going to want to hold the school responsible. They also allow cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is a big thing these days because kids get on Instagram or Snapchat or even Facebook Messenger and they go to bullying each other, and it's hard for kids. Particularly, I've had one that has been cyberbullied before, and these messages, when they get on there, these kids can delete them in a heartbeat, especially like off Snap. They can delete what they say and leave what the other child says. So it's really not good on that line. And if you got cyberbullying going on at school, well, then you got cyberbullying in school on campus. There's like 1 in 4 students report that they have saw something mean or hurtful about them online. There's 1 in 5 students have stated that they have saw something false posted on a social site. They also create relationships disconnects. When cell phones keep them connected to the world, it also disconnects them from family and friends because they're connected to everything else outside of the classroom. And there's also safety concerns. 1 in 5 teens in the U.S. state that they have been in an unwanted situation through online activities. 25% of students say they have talked with their parents about the unwanted conversations, and then 8% say they have actually met the person they have online dealings with. They've actually met them. I got all my information and research from tutordoctor.com and vidmedia.com and healthresearchfunding.com. I personally believe that the children should have their phones in classrooms because again, you can have access to research right there if they need to look something up, if they're going over things, and you know they got to do a quick research or recall, they can Google it or whatever. So I do personally believe they should have cell phones in the classroom. With a lot of the school shootings and everything, I believe, and my child brings theirs to school every day, I believe they should have it there. That way they can get it, because if the school gets locked down for something that's happening, and the parents, all they know is there's a lockdown. They don't know if their kid's okay. They don't know what's going on. So at least the child can text their parent and let them know that they're okay, this is what's going on, but they're safe. It gives the parent somewhat at ease until they can actually physically lay eyes on their children. In my opinion, again, I believe that the student should be allowed to bring the cell phone in the classroom and have the cell phone at school.